Jason, and welcome to Jeff and Jay Talk About Things. Hey. So, for those of you who haven't been here before, and seeing as how this is the first video is none of you,
No
or
one's
all of
been
you,
here
it's
before.
the opposite. Hey, they could have seen Anchorman, and that's it, but they have no idea who we are. We're literally just going to talk about random stuff, and today it's spoons. You ready to talk about spoons?
I'm ready to talk about spoons.
All
I
right,
have
wonderful.
topics galore about spoons.
Topic galore. It's a lot of topics. All right. Well, I think first thing, we got to talk about what we use spoons for. I don't know about you, but I think spoons are, I want to say, number 3 out of most used utensils in my life.
I completely disagree.
Well, I expect you to.
I think I think spoon is ultimate piece of silverware because you can use it for anything. You can use a spoon to eat cereal or soup. You can use it to eat macaroni and cheese. If you're eating a piece of chicken, you can use it as a knife. So really, all other pieces of utensils are
You,
moot.
you'd use a spoon as a knife on chicken? Who uses a
Ha-
spoon to eat chicken?
Have you never used a spoon in a dire circumstance where you don't have a knife? You have a spoon and you have to cut something. You've never done that before?
I just bite it.
See, but that's the thing with a spoon, you don't have to. You can just cut it up into little pieces, scoop it onto the spoon, down the hatch.
No, no. You see, I'm a weird person. I eat my cereal dry. So I don't even wake up in the morning starting to use spoons. I don't do it. So I have a mug, and that's what I use. The only thing I use spoons for is ice cream and beverages. That's it.
Well, you don't like soup either, so
No,
that's
I,
not
I
fair.
don't. I don't like
You
soup.
hate soup,
I think it's a
and you
poor
don't
person
use
food.
milk.
True.
So I love cereal with milk. I love having my mini wheats and my cocoa pebbles and cocoa krispies and slurping the milk. You can't do that with a fork. You can't do that with a knife.
Well, no,
It
you
has
can't.
to be a
Yeah, but the
spoon.
thing is, it's only one meal a day, and I feel like a big amount of the population that is kind of a bad thing. Um, spitballing, I'd guess like a third maybe. Doesn't really have proper breakfast, right? Like a lot of people I know skip breakfast, which is terrible. Or they just say my breakfast is a cup of coffee, which
Oh, I mean, they should know it's the most important meal of the day.
it is the most important meal of the day. I mean, we ain't kidding when we say that kind of stuff. And so, like, I feel like the spoon is underutilized in the morning in the general population, not just by myself.
So what do you put as first? Because you put spoons at third,
Third, yeah,
and I put them at first.
I mean a fork. When I
Go
use
at good
utensils,
luck. Good luck eating soup with a fork.
I don't. That's the thing.
But that's just you. This
I
is
I
the
didn't say
overall.
I didn't say the whole population. I said starting off, I was just like, yo, me, it's my third most used utensil.
Well, I think the spoons originally came from chopsticks.
Yeah,
Hear me out on this. So chopsticks, you can eat like a grain of rice, right?
yeah, it sucks.
But if you're with somebody who's just hungry and they're trying to use these chopsticks, what do they usually advert to? They put the two chopsticks together,
They make a
stuff
shovel.
it into the rice, and they just shovel it. That's all they do, dude. So they started doing that, not eating enough grains of rice, and figured, hey, might as well tape these two sticks together, put a bowl at the bottom of it. Americans clearly invented it and started shoveling it down the hatch.
Clearly. Why? Because it's something that's useful, so we invented it. Before
Exactly.
before America existed, they definitely didn't have silverware. I mean, that was they
No,
were in England, like using their hands. Like, is this how food works? This is how
probably
we
using
eat.
chopsticks or something stupid like a fork and trying to eat soup like a Neanderthal.
You know what? That it's interesting you bring that up, and I have a theory that the spoon actually um, is an evolution from the bowl.
Oh yeah?
So I feel like we know first time that we used utensils, tools as man, we took a bowl. Like we used a bowl to like gather water from streams. We put it in a bigger bowl, also known as a bucket. And so like we were like, all right, yeah, we got this bowl, and then bowls kind of like evolved into cups, and they were just like, I still want a more convenient way to eat liquid or whatever, drink liquid. And so the cup's got a little handle. And we got a little mug, right? And so a mug is basically a spoon, but the handle's bent all the way around. And then
Uh,
the cups just got smaller based off of what they were eating until the mug turned into just the spoon. They were just it's like a flat mug is what a spoon is.
so a bowl turned into a cup mug with a handle,
Yeah,
and that turned essentially into like a soup ladle. You're saying?
yeah. And then
So
it
the soup
just
ladle came before the spoon.
yeah, yeah. Because you
Uh,
could serve like it's all
right.
about the quantity of material you're moving, I guess.
Yeah,
For sure.
I would say that the spoon, the bowl was definitely around. You got to assume before the spoon was,
Oh yeah, I agree.
because
100%.
you just used to pick up the bowl and slurp it.
Yeah.
Super easy.
I mean, that's what they did in Charles Dickens, right? I mean, it's just like
Sure.
you get no spoon, you can barely afford bowls at the orphanage. You just take your bowl and
What bothers me is spoons were invented, however they were invented,
yeah,
and then the forks and the knives and everything. And I'm sure it was some royalty or something that invented them, and then they deemed the name silverware because I'm sure it was made 100% out of silver, right?
yeah,
Had to have been. We
the nice
still
stuff.
use that nowadays for our silverware.
True.
It's not silver.
No.
It's
Well,
aluminium.
people call it flatware nowadays. Some people
No,
call it flatware.
I don't like people that call it that. I've actually never heard that before. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody say
I don't like
that.
silverware. Well, I don't like flatware. Well, I'm trying to give you
I don't like it. Call it what
utensils.
it is. Utensils, yes.
Yeah, utensils. You got
There's no silver.
utensils. No, no, unless you're fancy.
No,
And you
it
got
really is.
those fancy spoons, right?
Right.
So like the ones that are used for sugar balls, and that's all that spoon's used for.
I have a fancy spoon.
Yeah.
I have a fancy spoon that I use just for cereal. It's a bigger spoon. It's got a meaty handle on it, and it's not silver, not anything special. It's just a beefy spoon where I can just get as much cereal as possible with every spoonful.
Does it fit in your mouth?
Yeah, but it's sometimes a struggle. Like this is just for like good Sundays when you wake up and want a good bowl of cereal or watch TV in the morning. Those
So
such
you have like a
days.
serving spoon where you're just like, I just need to like. It's not. You're not using it as a spoon. You're using it as a shovel to just like you
Yeah.
probably have the bowl up here. You're just shoveling the cereal into your mouth.
So with your thought of the evolution from the bowl to the mug, this was like 2 stages after the mug. Like
Yeah.
it's just a monster. It didn't get all the way to spoon size.
No, it was like, oh, you wanted something that could fit in a drawer nicely and that you could like, use quickly.
Yeah.
Nah, this is.
No, this one's got to hang on the wall.
Oh, like those cafeteria serving spoons. Those are
Yeah.
gross. Because
Yeah.
they're like basically flat. There's like a little bevel, and it's
Because
just like this
everything.
was stamped out.
Yeah, it was just cut. It's got a very little mold to it, and it's just for. I mean, what liquid do they really need to hold with that anyway? I mean,
Well, they're not. They're just like
any
there's mac
liquid
and
you're
cheese
getting
and
out of
slop.
cafeteria food, you probably don't want anyway. So you just let
So
that
true.
fall off. It's essentially a fork with everything welded together in the center.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you have one of these. I have one of these mugs that there's a little hole in the handle part. In that little hole, there's a little ceramic spoon. So like you
What?
could keep the spoon with the mug and like use the spoon to stir whatever you have in the mug.
Now I've never heard of that before. That's
I
first
got
time.
I got it as a gift from where I worked a couple years ago. It was like the gift that they gave everybody for the end of the year. They're just like,
Yeah.
here, Merry Christmas. Here's a mug with a little baby spoon attached to it. Hope you don't lose the spoon.
And as for somebody that rates spoons as third, that's not the best gift for Jay.
I like the mug. I use mugs. I probably use mugs the most out of all dishware.
I have a well, if you can't tell, I enjoy my cereal. That's where majority of my spooning comes from.
Yeah.
And I have it's a to-go like Tupperware container, and the lid of it on the top actually has a snap-off spoon.
Oh.
And It actually has a bowl, so it's a bowl for the dry cereal, and
Yeah.
then a bowl for the milk that sits inside of that bowl, so the
Oh,
cereal stays dry.
you've got one of those things. That's nice.
And then you twist the top on, and then you just pour the milk into it, snap the spoon off, you got breakfast. Put
Convenient.
the spoon back on.
Take it,
Oh, it's
go.
amazing.
I mean,
Same thing. Got it for Christmas like 3 years ago.
yeah. Yeah, luckily I don't get a lot of spoons as gifts. I think that was my only time
Well,
that a spoon was part of a gift. I am not married, so I mean I didn't get no cutlery
right.
or utensils.
But that brings me to the plastic spoon, right?
Yeah.
You, again, I got to go back to stage one where you said spoons are third on your list.
Yeah.
Think about the spork.
Yeah.
What the spork has majority, it's 90% spoon and like
10% pork.
8%.
Eight.
No, I'm not even
What,
giving
you're
it
going
10.
98. What's the other two?
The other two is hope that it works the way that you want it to work.
You really a spork. You use more as the serrated edge, and it's more like a knife than an actual fork.
See? I'm just I don't understand the spork and why it's even a thing. It's like a fancy
Military. I mean, it's military. That's why. And then people were just lazy and were just like, "Yo, I don't want to pay for you to have a fork and a spoon.
It's like
I'm a
the
restaurant.
grapefruit.
You're gonna get." Oh no, those are great.
They got little like razors
Yeah,
on the tip of them,
those are the best. I love
but
them.
it's still a spoon.
Yeah,
I'm telling
it's a serrated spoon, so you can really get in there and not squirt yourself in the eye too bad.
I used to use those with my grandma. Whenever we went over to her house, she always had the Luigi ices, the peach,
Yeah.
the strawberry and the lemon Luigi ices,
Mm-hmm.
and those would be the best because you can use the grapefruit fork spoon
Yeah,
to scrape off the top and make it into like an ice cream. Oh, those are the best to eat those.
yeah. Another thing is how much of a spork can be forked before it's a fork. So like, you ever see those forks that's like it's like half tines, half just like shallow nothing for no good reason. Where
Yeah.
it's like as if they put the grooves in like halfway down. We're just like good enough. Like you just
Yeah. And then the rest of it's just solid metal.
yeah. You're like, what is this? Like why? Why did you make a fork like this? Just put it all the way, or just make
Do
the
it
fork
all
smaller.
fork.
Feel like they were just like, oh, is this a fork or a spoon? I don't know. See, we're gonna make spoons, and it's all gonna be the same machine. And we're just gonna cut off the tines of the fork and just ship those out as a spoon.
Just make it completely flat. Call it a fork.
So I guess those are spatulas. I mean, there's so many.
Essentially.
And
Essentially,
spatulas
that's all
are
you
close
can
to knives. Maybe there's an evolution there. I mean, maybe instead of a mug, spoons came from knives. People were just like putting stuff on the side of their knife and putting it in. Because like you eat an apple, you slice an apple, put it on the side of the knife. Maybe somebody like divoted out their knife and was like, "Hey, I got this." And then in that case, technically a spork came before the spoon because it's a serrated spoon. Yeah, right.
What did you just do to me?
I
Oh
took
my
the evolution
God.
of spoons and I flipped it. That's it.
Yeah. Good for you.
Everybody
Not
was like,
bad.
"Oh, a spork is a combination between a spoon and a fork." No, the name is a combination between a spoon and a fork. It's
Well,
actually a spoon and a knife. Evolution.
that's interesting.
It's something else. I'll tell you.
Back to my reasoning of why a spoon is number one. Because I got to sell at home. You never end up, if you're, cuddling with your lady,
Yeah.
you're spooning.
Can
You're
you
not
imagine?
knifing. That would be
That's sexy.
that'd be the worst. I would think that would be forking.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
It's always spooning. Spoon
yeah,
is the best utensil.
they do lay together quite nicely. When you think about it, though, like they probably stacked bowls, like before they stacked spoons, according to my original evolution of
You keep
bowls.
going back to the bowl. You have to pick. Did the spoon come from a fork, a bowl, or a knife?
Well, it's
'Cause you
just
used all of them.
it's just funny that the spoon is what spooning came into. Like I'm just like, nah, that lays together. The
Mhm.
best. just like, well, I mean, technically, like bowls would also stack together nicely, but I guess bowling is a thing, and you can't
Can't pull.
bowl, and yeah,
Right.
like what are you doing with bowling? Like, oh,
You can't plate. Plating. Those stack.
play it.
I mean, 47 plates are like this
Yeah, you
thick.
could.
It's incredible. It weighs 700 pounds,
Yeah.
but damn it all, it fits anywhere.
Oh, that's another thing that the game spoons, right? Talking
Yeah.
about things that are named spoons. The spoon part of spoons is completely unnecessary.
Why do
You
you mean?
you could use anything. You could use popsicle sticks. You could use rocks. You're just passing cards around. You're just grabbing something in the middle. Why is it a spoon? It was like, you know what? We're gonna make this game, and just gonna use spoons.
I don't know
We're
why
gonna
it's
call
called
the whole
spoons.
thing spoons,
Good point.
right? Like that could be played with anything. Nobody's like, hey guys, you want to play spoons? Ah, I don't have any spoons. We
Well,
can't do
damn it, we
spoons.
can't play
Got all
now.
these popsicle sticks. I got all these regular sticks. I even have like 50 sets of chopsticks, but we can't play because we gotta have spoons.
That's why? Yeah, you could use literally anything,
Anything. Could be
but
a
it's got to
mug.
be called spoons
It's gotta be called spoons.
because, back to my original point, spoons is number one.
Yeah,
Just saying.
you're right.
Or
When
maybe
they
it's
when
called
they were
spoons.
making card
Can't-
games, they were just like,
Maybe
you
you
know what?
can't
We gotta
use
use the
words
number one
with
utensil.
knives, you know,
Well, you can't use knives.
that'd be a little messy, maybe.
That's the extreme mode. You play knives.
Knives.
You better grab the right end. Two people grapple on, one of you's gonna let go real quick.
Oh, that would suck.
Really would, but I mean, it is what it is.
Well,
And I mean, again, spoons must be like one of the more. They have to be the most popular one in general society because they even made instruments. Playing spoons is a thing.
well, have you ever played the spoons before?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just
I've
clanking two
tried.
spoons together.
I've tried to play the forks before.
The forks.
It's the same way. You put them backwards together and try to flap. It just
Yeah,
doesn't.
I think it works with spoons because they spoon each other. They keep on top of each other. When you do that with forks, they can slip on or off, and it's hard to keep
Yeah.
it. And also, it probably doesn't have the same noise. I mean, I'm sure that cluck 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 is what they're going for. They're not just going
Yeah.
for clanging metal
Hanging
sound.
of cheap tin and aluminum.
Like, yeah, I got two knives. King, 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 king. This is real fun. It's big in Quebec. You ever been to Quebec?
No.
Yeah, for some reason. So, like, when I went to Quebec, it was for a school trip, but they took us to a maple place because it's Canada. You gotta go to a maple place.
Right.
And part of the heritage of this maple place was like they had a long line of like spoon playing. Like it was a big part of this maple place's culture, and to the point where we had dinner at the maple place, and they had people playing spoons as like
Are you
entertainment.
kidding me?
No, I'm not
They're
kidding.
just playing spoons.
They're just playing spoons. And then they like encourage people like, oh, anybody want to try? Like, you know, we'll teach you how to play. And they like at least I guess these guys were at the top of their game, right? Like this is the professional spoon player. Like, this is
Yeah.
where you're going. You're going to get these spoons.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. It's Canada.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
well,
I guess any
you
other
can't-
culture is hard to understand, right?
I guess, but I mean, if you can play the spoon, you got to play some Quebec, right?
Yeah, right.
That's all you need.
That was my dream. I never knew where to go until
See?
I went to Quebec.
If anybody plays the spoons like a madman, you get over to Quebec, they got a place for you there.
Yeah. So is anybody impressed by that anymore, though?
I don't think anybody was ever impressed with it. Like, I think it was just this, like there was some drunk guy sitting on his front porch, and his brothers and his uncles, and they were all sitting outside, and they were playing the banjo and the guitar and the steel drum. Maybe somebody had a 5-gallon bucket they were playing, and Steve walked over, and he was like, well, I want to be in the band. So we went inside the kitchen. Mom was doing dishes, grabbed the first two things he saw, which were spoons, and just went outside and started clanking them. And he ended up making it in the band.
Yeah.
Has
for
to be
him.
the only explanation.
I
for
mean,
it. Nope.
Innovative, right? I mean, good for him. He did it.
And
he's
it
in the
works. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like playing the jug. But the jug's
Or the
a lot
washboard.
more interesting. The water board, I guess, is more relevant. Playing the jug, like I mean, you got different water levels. You can actually do different tones.
Yeah, that's still kind of a thing nowadays. I mean, you go to Vegas, you'll see anything. Here
That's
you can
why.
find.
That's when we're going. I'm going to Vegas in August. That's what I'm gonna go for. I'll
Yeah.
be like, yo, where's the jug players? I'm here looking for the jug players. I hear we got a lot of those around here.
I brought my 2 spoons and trying to make a band. If
Yeah,
anyone's interested.
we're looking to have a jam sesh here. Like, come on. Someone's playing the I guess it's the buckets, right? You just walk up there with your spoons. Yeah, guy, yeah.
No, no, don't stop. Come on, man. Come on, let's go.
I'm sorry. Let me Jerry Seinfeld relax.
Yeah.
You. That's I think there's like 3 spit takes on that show.
Yeah.
Comedian cars. Yeah. All right, you got anything else about spoon? Oh, I do. So we were talking about plastic spoons, right? The best plastic spoon ever is the Wendy's plastic spoon. Hands down, best plastic spoon ever.
I gotta disagree.
Where? Where? What other place has a better plastic spoon?
I'm trying to think of where it is, and I don't think that it's one specific place. I
'Cause,
think
like,
it's
Wendy's
anywhere
has
that.
a handle that's like flat, and it's made out of this plastic that's actually really durable, and
Right.
so like it's a really it's a durable spoon. Like it's not super thin and flimsy, and it's got that flat handle. Like it's real nice.
But if you go to these, and like I said, it's not just one place. It's just people that make like really good homemade milkshakes.
Yeah,
They got the spoon that has the straw built into the handle.
that is true.
So if you're making like a killer milkshake and you're eating it, it gets to the point where it's melting.
Yeah,
You just shove that spoon all the way in there, and you can drink it as if it's a straw
yeah.
through the handle.
The only problem is though you're left with a little bit of spoon at the bottom because then you can't suck it all up.
Well, you spoon the rest of it out.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, you could just tip it back. Like, what do you need the spoon or the straw for? I mean, at that point.
I mean, now you're just arguing just to argue.
Well, I hate the slushy straws. Like the
Yeah,
ones that have like that fake spoon at the bottom.
where it's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. It's just like a quarter. It's like they just chopped off half of the straw and we're like, here, you could get a quarter inch of something out of your slushy. And it's just like, dude, it's a slushy. Like, I'll just wait for it to melt. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I sucked all I could through this straw. Now I guess I gotta use the spoon. And it's just like,
It's
no,
like
it gets in the way.
it's like the machine messed up on every straw. And it was like sick, sick, it just accidentally cut and left that little piece of red straw at the bottom of it.
I do gotta say though, as a kid, I liked those because I just put them together and just make like one mega straw because you could fit other straws into that open end really easily because it was half open. So
Yeah,
I'd have like 10-foot straws. Thought it was cool. It's like an 8-year-old. Like, check it out. I can drink a drink all the way from across the room. Only took me 3 hours to make this because it kept falling apart, and I need to get
but
some
damn
stuff
it
to
all, I can drink all this liquid flavoring now because all the ice is gone.
it. No, but those Wendy spoons though, um, they make the best spoon catapults, and I don't think you can fight me on that. I really don't. Cause like like in woodshop
Yeah,
in middle school, you had to make like that spoon catapult thing, or like with the
right,
basketball game. It's the basketball game where you took a
right.
spoon, you drilled it in, and you had those little balls. Wendy spoon for the win. It had the most, I don't know what to call it, but retention or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
It was
ten it's strong enough that it always goes back to its same
yeah,
shape.
it's
Now, when I
rigid
did
enough.
that
Yeah.
same test, I got to give it to you on using the Wendy's spoon because when I did that same test, I used one of the white ones.
Oh, that like aren't flat.
Uh,
Yeah.
it just like folds on you. Like the first one is like, yeah, I did it. Then the second one's like, it's already broken and worn out. The
Yeah.
tension's completely gone on it.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's
once you
just,
break that triangle shape, it's just
yeah, it doesn't
it's all
work anymore.
soft. Not to
So I got
mention,
to give that to
you
you.
can't really like dig in with those. So like the normal plastic spoons that are like the 3D handle or whatever, not the flat ones. You can't really dig into anything. Like it
No,
just folds. It just folds. And then the
that's
ones
why
that don't fold just crack.
I don't like plasticware at all. But I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've broken a plastic fork putting
Oh
it
my
into a
gosh.
steak or something at a company picnic, something like that. Trying to
Yeah.
trying to eat something and the fork breaks apart.
Yep.
But the spoons are the same way. I mean, if you're trying to eat ice cream with one of those cheap white plastic spoons,
Yeah.
they just don't work out. Unless it's a Wendy's one. I will give
Yeah.
you the Wendy's one.
Yeah.
If they would make their spoons, if everybody would make their spoons like that, you wouldn't need silverware anymore.
No, but I mean, also people would probably just throw them out.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, then we got enough of a garbage problem here.
Let's not get into that.
Reusable silverware. It's not even silver. It's not even silver. Just get rid of it. Here, just use
See?
plastic. That's all you need. It's plastic stuff. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's the way everything's going nowadays, but we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, and what about these collector spoons? Have you seen this? Have
What
you
do you
heard about
mean?
this? So like
No.
you can go places and they're like I don't know if they're like teaspoons or like baby spoons basically, and like people go out and like as if they were buying a keychain, they'll go out and they'll buy a spoon. They'll be like, this is my spoon collection. They're all like I don't know, a couple inches, and they're just small spoons and people buy.
Really?
Yeah, like they're clearly not used for anything, but maybe like I don't know, putting sugar in something. But yeah, they're like always next to keychains. Like I collect keychains, so I always see them. I'm just like, who the hell is getting this spoon still?
Well, clearly you should start getting the spoon because it's everywhere you go.
Nah, I collect enough stuff. And with my brother traveling, he always gets me more keychains, and it's just like I don't have places to put this anymore. I'm
Right.
full. I should really get on that, but anyway.
I got to get into at we went to my wife and I we went to Vermont for
Yeah,
vacation, and we went to Ben and Jerry's factory, which is in Vermont. Their main headquarters is in Vermont,
yeah,
and we went there, and they had some pretty cool stuff there, and a lot of it was spoon based because the ice cream, right?
yeah,
And they had the ice cream scoops. You know, like nowadays, they're just regular metal scoops where it's just a scoop and a handle.
yeah.
But they had some like the history of the ice cream scoop that was sitting on a
Huh.
wall and
The evolution, maybe, of the ice cream scoop.
yeah, that's what it was. The evolution. That's the word I was thinking of. But so they had the evolution of the ice cream scoop, and there were some crazy ones that looked like death traps that had like
Your kids?
it had like a whisk on the spoon. So when you spooned it, you rotated through the handle and it would spit the ice cream off the spoon.
Yeah,
Because
okay. It's
as
like a
anybody
melon
knows
baller.
nowadays, trying to get ice cream off of a cold spoon, you got to kind of use your finger, and then
Yeah,
you get the finger germs on the ice cream, which
yeah.
no one wants.
So like a melon baller, right? Like it's got the little. It's
Yeah,
like maybe not just one, but like a whole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then as you say with that, there were as it went on different ways. You know, the thumb press where it goes and it scoops the ice cream actually out of it and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I have
But it
one
was
of
really
those
cool
actually.
to see the different. Some of them were made out of wood, obviously silver and stuff like that. And it was weird to see the different types that they would come up with just for scooping ice cream. Like you'd think it'd be such a simple task, but apparently it's
Yeah,
not.
well, I have two ice cream scoops at my house, and I'll tell you, I favor one so much more. It's like much more rigid. I don't know what they did. It's just more stable. The scoop is like thicker.
Yeah,
Like the one that my father got. It's like got a bunch of lines going horizontally for like grip or whatever, but it's the entire thing up to the spoon, and it's just like a really thin handle, and I feel like the scoop part of it just isn't big enough. And
right.
then my aunt got me this Yonana thing, which takes frozen bananas and fruit and turns them into ice cream without anything other than yeah. I like it. It works. Although it is a little pain.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and it came with the scoop. It came with this Yonana scoop, and it's like real nice. It's got like a pistol grip handle and like a real solid, heavy head on it, and it's just I couldn't think that I would dislike a scoop as much as I dislike my father's than I do because I was just like, they're just ice cream scoops, like whatever. You got the melon bar kind, you got this kind, and then you also have like the Y one that looks like a whale tail.
Yeah,
And I was just like, all right. Like I always thought my preference would just be between those three, but I didn't know that I would ever, you know, be like, nah, these are the same similar type of scoop, but this one's Far superior.
See, it's all personal preference.
It
It's all
is.
whatever you're feeling most, you know. I mean, I don't shy away from the whole. There's people that will not put their ice cream scoop under water, right? So it cuts through that ice cream quick.
Yeah.
They'll take the ice cream out and put it on the countertop for 10, 15 minutes until it defrosts. If I'm getting ice cream, I want it now.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to wait 15, 20 minutes. So I'll put it under water and scoop it through. We bought a ice cream scoop from Ben and Jerry's where we went to, and it's a heavy duty one, man. I mean, the
Yeah.
handle's thick, and it's got a thick scoop on it, and
That's what you mean.
yeah,
It's
cut right
solid.
through
It's
that
a
ice
solid thing.
Yeah.
It's like the first iPod that came after the original, like the ones that came in different colors that were wrapped
Oh.
in metal.
The ones that were like this thick.
Yeah. But like those were, you felt it in your hand. It was something. Like,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like, this is a solid piece of electronics here. Like I could throw this off of a plane and, you know, it'd be fine.
It'd still work.
Screen might not work, but it would still play music.
That's all you need it for anyway.
True.
So
You got anything else, man? I don't think.
no,
I
I
think
mean,
I'm
I
about
think
that.
I've talked about spoons more than I could ever talk about spoons in my life.
Oh, you know, I do have one more, and it's different spoon shapes that we just talked about.
Okay.
Scoop shapes, right? And so I like my spoons to be more like a spade. You know, like they kind of come to a little bit of a point, but like not like a real
Okay.
spade, like a shovel, but you know, it's like a rounded spade, and
Yeah.
that's how I like it because it kind of like, I don't know, just narrows and pushes up and whatever. And I hate the ones that you get with like um whatever that soup is that has some melted cheese on top, and it's basically a circle.
Oh, it's oh my gosh, onion, French onion.
Yeah, I always see those spoons, and I'm just like, that looks like it doesn't make sense. Like, why wouldn't you?
It doesn't. So coming from somebody who loves to eat, it doesn't make sense. And I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off, but I'm
No.
adamant about this subject now. You cut because there's cheese. There's like 38 pounds of cheese on top of your bowl,
Yeah.
and you cut through that, and then everything falls off. Like it's not big enough.
Yeah, it's not
just
deep enough.
No, it's nothing enough. It's not long enough, wide enough, deep enough. The handle is flimsy. Terrible spoon. French onion dip spoons, throw them away right now. They do nothing.
No worries.
But go on. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no, I mean that was pretty much my point.
Oh,
I mean, I always, so like you have those classic spoons though that are more like oval, and I, like I said, I prefer the spades, but I mean,
yeah.
something had to have happened, right? Like there's no, people just didn't make these spoons because they were just like, I'm a bad blacksmith. I got this piece, I got this circle. I'm just gonna weld it onto the end of a stick and say it's a spoon.
Unfortunately, I think the circles are more like, well, perfect example is a soup spoon, right? So a soup spoon is more circular than a regular spoon.
Yeah.
And I think that's because there's so much more liquid. They're not worried about getting the potatoes and everything else. You're more worried about getting more broth. So if you get one potato and all broth on a soup spoon, that's where all the flavor is. So that's what they want you to get.
Yeah.
I want to have 9 potatoes and 13 carrots and a little bit of broth. I mean, that's
Yeah,
fine.
you're there for the
I
food.
want a shovel to eat with. I'm
Yeah.
not good with just having the broth. But I think that's why, because those circular ones are deeper. And I think it's for
Yeah.
more broth holding capabilities, if you will.
Makes sense. Again, maybe those are spoons that just haven't evolved fully. They're
They'll
still
get
part
there.
bowl.
They'll
They're
get
making
there.
their way. They're making their way. Oh. All right, I think I'm finally done. You got no.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's all I got.
There is a topic of like fun things you could do with spoons, I guess. Like as a kid, put it on your nose, or those people who claim to be magnetic and just like stick them all over their body.
Yeah,
But I don't. Just not a fan of that topic. I'm just
well, that
not.
pretty much sums up the whole topic right there.
Yeah, I know, right? Like there you go. Fun things
That's
to do
it.
with spoons.
It's done.
PG. All right. Well, I guess that's spoons. Here we go.
There's spoons.
Brava. So, you guys that are out there, if you have any topics that you want us to do, or maybe think would be fun to talk about, because we could talk about anything. Clearly, we just talked about spoons for over an hour. So, we can talk about anything. If you got anything that you want to hear about, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And that's it for our first episode of Jeff and Jay. Talk about things. How we going?